I was able to get that question. So this is where I write the questions that I want to do. Like now I want to do August 2023, question number 5B. And this is really about the famous key limiting factor. The concept of what here? As resources. The concept of scarce resources like that. Once you get this question, are you able to mention there? And then remember, this is still under planning. It is still under CVP, yeah? Still under CVP. It's not a new topic, no. Not a new topic, no. Not a new topic, no. We start. We shall start, ladies and gentlemen. I just need to open another machine here so that I can get to see whether students of mine are having questions. That's how I do it. I have two machines open at the same time for me to monitor, especially your questions. Yeah, now I'm good to go. And I believe all of us have gotten now this question. August 2023, question number 5B. Please, I will not continue until you give me, I will not continue until you give me a heads up. I won't continue until you give me a heads up. Thank you so much. Confirmed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So then let's now get started. First of all, we need to know what a key limiting factor is. Tell us there that a key limiting factor is a scarce resource, is a scarce resource that restricts, is a scarce resource that restricts the level of production. The level of production or sales. Any resource that is scarce, which prevents us from producing to our maximum potential. That would want to produce, in this case here, for example, 1,000 units, but we can only produce, say, 600 because we are limited, because we are restricted. Whatever that is constraining us from reaching our maximum sales production is what we shall be calling a key limiting factor. A key limiting factor is a scarce resource that restricts the level of production and the sales. Examples of this could be, very good, we look at examples. Examples here could be, so for example, we have labor hours. Yeah, this could easily restrict you. Labor hours, we have machine hours, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever we get a key limiting factor question, what will be the basic steps? So basic steps that must always be followed. Basic steps that must always be followed. Whenever you get a question on a key limiting factor, number one, you calculate CM. Is there anybody who is able to remember the formula of getting CM? Anybody who is able to remind us the formula of getting CM, my good students? CM equals who? Thank you so much. Everybody is really nice here. It is price minus variable cost. It is selling price minus variable cost. It is selling price minus variable cost. That is the first step. You calculate for us the contribution who? The contribution margin. That's really a low-hanging mark. step number 2, identify the limiting factor. Identify the limiting factor. Identify the limiting factor. And I've been able to give you examples of this limiting factor. For example, this could be labor hours, machine hours, materials. Step number 3 is where you compute CM unit per unit of limiting factor. Per unit of limiting factor. That is step number 3. Step number 3. And then we have step number 4. Step number 4 is that you get to rank what here? You get to rank the products. You get to rank the products. Yeah. Here there are 2 most important concepts I would always want us to remember. That highest contribution per limiting factor, you give it rank 1. You give it rank 1. Give it rank 1. Give it rank 1. Give it rank 1. And then another very important point when it comes to production, you will always produce highest ranked product. Highest ranked product first. Full stop like that. Yeah, produce highest ranked product first. Step number 5, with your permission. Step number 5, you allocate a scarce resource. A scarce resource to a product as per the ranks. As per the ranks. So most importantly is that we shall allocate resources according to ranking until exhausted. Until exhausted. Now, my very good students, if you look here, this is the question that I'm doing. AMA, August 2023, question number 5B. That is what I'm doing. And the students were able to confirm that, Mwalimu, this question we have it. This question we have it. All of us, we've been able to confirm that, Mwalimu, this question we have it. Now, before I start reading this question, have we been able to write up to here, all of us? All of us, have we been able to write up to here? Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much, Chaji. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, please listen and listen to me very well. This was a straightforward question. Normally, in the advanced level, unlike the intermediate level MA, advanced level, they try to tweak it a little bit. But still, it's very manageable. We are told Rona Enterprises manufactures 3 products, namely A, B, and C. The current sales cost and the selling price details and the processing time requirements are as follows. The standard selling price and the standard cost per unit for each product for the period ending 31st August 2023 are as follows. You can see our annual sales. Product A, we have a cool 6,000. B is 6,000. Product C is just but 1,000 units, which will be produced and sold. Selling price has been given. Then they gave us what we call unit costs. Additional information, there's a processing time there. The firm is working at full capacity of 17,000 processing hours per year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. They've given me the full capacity of processing. So it means that this processing time is capped at the very 17,000 hour. We cannot increase beyond the 17,000 hour. So meaning that this processing hours must be constraining. They must be limiting. All right. So you're told number 2, the fixed costs are absorbed into unit cost by a charge of 200% of variable cost. Anytime they give us this statement, so many students get it wrong. Because you see here, they have given us unit cost. They haven't told me how much of this unit cost is variable. They're only giving me a criteria for absorbing fixed costs. That fixed costs are absorbed into unit cost by charging 200,000, 200% of variable cost. Processing can be switched from one product line to another, hot air. The selling prices are not to be altered. Information in respect to the maximum demand for each product, which runner enterprise could alternatively outsource from an independent supplier for the same quality is given there. In the period commencing 1st September 2012 and ending 31st August 2023, the company budgeted for production fixed overheads of 2 million. So they want me, number one, to compute the shortfall of the limiting factor. The shortfall of the limiting factor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very carefully. Please listen. So they want me to do a scarcity analysis. A solution here. Roman 1, they want me to do a scarcity analysis or a shortfall analysis. So first of all, I understand what is my scarce resource. So my scarce resource is processing time. So then I will be able to look for what we call the current processing time, of which they have told me the current processing time, in note number 1, the farm is working at full capacity of 17,000 processing hours per year. So current processing time is 17,000 hours. In most cases, they will not give you this, my brothers and sisters. They won't give you that. What you'll be expected to do, method 2, to getting this, method 2, you give us the current sales units. The current sales units or the standard sales units for our products. So we have product A, B, C. Is there somebody who is able to see the standard or current sales unit? Somebody talk to me. Anybody who is able to see those units, current or the standard? Are you able to see them? Are you able to see them? Are you able to see them? The sound is okay. Yes. Are you able to read for me? Yeah, 6,000. So we have 6,000 here, 6,000 there, and then we have 1,000. Are you able to see the processing time per unit? Anybody who is able to see the processing time per unit? Anybody who is able to see the processing time per unit? Gadoni, thank you so much. She's telling me it is 1, 1.5 maritime, and 2. So please give me the total processing time for each product. Total processing time for each product. So the first one, you know, this is 1 per unit, and we have 6,000. So the first one will be 6,000. The second one will be 6,000 times 1.5, giving me 9,000. 9,000. And then we have what here, somebody? 2,000. Could you kindly give me the total? Total, please add the 3. 17,000. So anytime you hear about the hours that we have currently, always think about the current sales units or the standard sales units. How much of the limiting factor do they need? So this is what we call the maximum capacity for this scarce resource. Yeah, but you see, we don't want to produce these units this time round. This time round, we want to fulfill even a higher demand. So in this case here, then how many processing hours are needed? I would want you to mark this. That is step number 1 for scarcity analysis. You look at your current position. You look at your current position, and then you look at the processing time required. Processing time required by maximum demanded units. Maximum demanded units. Maximum demanded units. So remember, we have our 3 products, A, B, C. Is there somebody who is able to see? Sorry, just 1 minute. 1 minute. It's always good to write your tables nicely. So we have products, the same products here, A, B, C. So give me the maximum. DD stands for demand. DD stands for demand. Is there anybody who is able to see the maximum demand, please? Maximum demand in this question. That is given in note number 5. Note number 5, you'll be able to see the maximum demand. Note number 5, you'll be able to see the maximum demand. And I would want to get those answers from you. Gadoni, you are a very, very good student. 11,000, 11,000, 8,000, 8,000, and then we have 2,000. Now, for this maximum demand, I would want to know how much of processing time they will consume. So I want to know how much processing time will be consumed by our maximum demanded units. How much? So come and create a column here for processing time. Again, per unit, like that. The processing time per unit will remain constant. 1, 1.5, and then 2. Thank you so much, Collins. So please go ahead and give me the total processing time. Total processing time. Total processing time. So according to Gadoni, we have this times that. So this gives me 11,000. 8,000 times 1.5, 12,000. And then we have 2,000 times 2, giving me 4,000, like that. Thank you so much. Enna is giving me 27,000. So this 27,000, now this is the total processing time that is demanded. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether there are people here with families, and I don't know whether here there is somebody who has ever gotten themselves in some embarrassing moments, like myself. I remember some time back when Nakumat was Nakumat, we used to go there and do great shoppings. And those times, there weren't M-Pesa. So just walk there with my kids like that, and then we shop. And we throw things to the cart. Shop. Then you carry your things, in this case here, to the teller. Reach there, that lady, yeah, the teller punches those things like this. Yeah, in your pocket, you only have 17,000, but she tells you need 27,000. 27,000, but in the pocket, you only have 17,000. Julia saying, Mwalimu Fuliza, those days Fuliza wasn't there. Kazoni, thank you. Unarudisha, hakuna njia ingine. Fuliza anasema mwalimu, hiyo unaweza toroka. The very best thing is that we have a shortage. We must recognize. We have a shortage. So shortage, we need 27,000, and we only have what here, the current available, 17,000. Yeah, so the shortage, which will make you return some goods, however hard, like I remember that time my son was very, very young. And the things you'll tend to take back are those things that are really not important, Yeah. They're not important to you, but they're important to the kids. So the kids are crying. So the shortage, or what we call the shortfall, how many hours do we have there, somebody? I hope everybody is able to see 10,000, like that, 10,000. That is what we were required to do in number one. Number one, they wanted us to get the shortfall. How do we get this shortfall? Because I've always seen students getting a challenge. You look at the resource that they have said is scarce. How many units do we currently have? How much do you have in your pocket? And how much is being demanded? How much is being demanded? I like Chalo, what Chalo is asking there. Mwalimu, this one, they need to add marks. So, first of all, can I now go to number 2 to know whether we are together up to here? Can I go to Roman 2? And remember, the moment I finish this question, the class will be over. The class will be over. The moment we finish this question, the class will be over. I'm so sure there must be somebody who wants to eat mandazi. But now, ladies and gentlemen, there is something. There is something that I would want us to agree about. These assignments that I'm giving every time, there are those students who are able to attempt all the assignments. There are those students who are able to attempt all the assignments, and others come to my assignment session expecting me to give an assignment and do it myself. If you want to get maximum value out of the class that I'm doing, if you want us to elaborate, okay. If you want us in this case, ladies and gentlemen, to pass all of us like the students that I had last semester of AMA, you will never get an AMA student who was here and they tried an exam last semester and they complained about me. No. We must, those students who are attempting their assignments. All right. Thank you so much. So remember this very same question, Mary Ann. If you look at this very same question, Mary Ann, if you look at this same question that we're doing here, she's asking about how do we ascertain that processing time is what is a key limiting factor. Look at additional information number 1. The firm is working at full capacity of 17,000 processing hours. But in your pocket, you have Kenya shilling 17,000. Then cash becomes a limiting factor. Any resource that you are given a maximum figure, then that resource automatically becomes what here? A limitation. It becomes a limiting factor. Thank you so much. A student is asking, another student is asking Anne here, Mwalimu, why should we use method 2? And yet 17,000 hours here are given. Can a friend here assist me answering Anne? Why do you think did we do method 2 here? Why do you think did we do method 2? Is it that Mwalimu loves a very long way of doing things? If not, in most of the cases, advanced level, you can't be given the maximum. You cannot be given. You must be able to know how to calculate it. Thank you so much. Sometimes they're not given. Thank you so much. Great. You guys are following. Thank you so much. And Anne is very well answered there. Anne is very well answered there. Now we look at Roman 2 of this question, ladies and gentlemen. Roman 2, now they want us to determine the optimal production mix, indicating the product and the quantity to outsource from the external supplier. Now they want us to advise on the maximum unit to produce given scarcity, given that we have a scarce resource. So if you have a scarce resource, remember those basic steps. Step number 1, you give us contribution margin for each product. So it is A, B, C. You can see the price for A. If you're keen enough, you can see the price for A. They're given there. Selling price of A is 200. Selling price of A is 200. You can see 320. You can see C there. The selling price is 400. Can somebody in this case here create a column of variable cost and give me the variable cost there for product A? Somebody create a column there of variable cost, and please go ahead and give me the variable cost of A. The variable cost of A. Do I take that unit cost of A is the same as variable cost? I'm waiting for that student who will be fast to bail the cat in terms of telling me, Mwalimu, is variable cost. Ooh, Crispin has gotten it. This is brilliant. Crispin, you must be very, very bright. Honestly speaking, Crispin, it's only that I don't have money in my M-Pesa. Let me check. Let me check. Do I have any money? Crispin, let me just check. Let me check. Ooh, I wish I have something here. I wish, I pray. Yeah. I only have 263. Why? What is not happening? It's a holiday. It's a holiday. It's a holiday. So I don't know whether that amount makes sense to Crispin. If it makes sense, Crispin, you can just text me your number. If it makes sense, you can text me your number. My number is 0721 620 183. That's around 240 shillings, isn't it? If it makes sense to you, please text me. My number is 0721 620 183, because you are a very, very good student. I'm surprised. All the years I've ever asked that question, no one has ever gotten it without my assistance. Is it 80 or 60? Now I'm confused. Is it 80 or 60? You guys, I don't want Crispin to get this money. You see, ladies and gentlemen, in management accounting, whenever you are given unit cost is always fixed cost plus what here, somebody? Plus variable cost. That is how we get unit cost. A unit cost has got two components. We have fixed cost and then we have variable cost. Now, my very good students, please listen and listen to me very well. They have told me something here in note number 2. Look at note 2. Look at note 2. That fixed cost is absorbed. Fixed cost is absorbed by taking a charge of 200% of variable cost. So then these will be, 200% is the same as 2. That fixed cost is the same as 2 variable costs. See, 200% is the same as 200 over 100, which will be 2. So fixed cost is twice the variable cost. So then the question is, why don't I come here and replace this fixed cost here? Well, you are telling us something nice, that unit cost, instead of writing fixed cost here, I say it is 2 VC plus the VC itself. Meaning that unit cost will be 3 VC. 3 VC equals unit cost. VC will be unit cost over 3. Please check here. We are told from note number 2 that fixed cost is 200% of variable cost. So I'm just trying to make things simpler here, that VC, fixed cost, will be twice the variable cost because 200% is the same as 2. Look at what I'm doing. Having realized this, have brought and fixed this here in this equation. And we are saying unit cost therefore will be, instead of fixed cost, I know it is 2 VC plus this VC. So meaning that unit cost is 3 VC. Meaning that if I make VC the subject, then VC will be unit cost over 3. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, listen and listen to me very well. Are you able to see? Actually, I should grab this. Now, my very good students, I should grab that and write a column of unit cost first. Is there somebody who is able to see unit cost? For A is 180. For B, it is 240. For C, it is 300. And then Mwalimu, I mean, this comes all the time, and the very few students are able to get this. If all of you understand this, I mean, that would be very, very good. And we are saying that VC equals unit cost over what here? Over 3. Unit cost over 3. So then are you, ladies and gentlemen, able to give me this variable cost across the board. So like for A, it will be 180 divided by 3, which is 60. This will be 240 divided by 3, which is 80. This will be 300 divided by 3, which is 100. That is what Crispin did to get 60. I'm so sure somebody, you must have picked something out of this calculation that you can, even if you haven't understood it fully now, you can easily use this later. Thanks, Dalmas. Thank you so much. So then, are you able to give me the contribution margin at the end of the day? Remember, contribution margin is price minus variable cost. So for A, it will be 200 minus this 60, which is, is corner workings there. How comes? So A is 140. This is 320 minus 80. Price 320 minus 80, which is 240. Then we have 400 minus 100, which is 300. Is it all of you can't see the workings? Is there a problem with my system? I don't know. Because from my side, I can see it very well. From my side, I can see the workings. Or we can see maybe the student has an internet problem. It's clear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So please don't yet wear your dancing shoes. Don't put on your dancing shoes. We are not yet there. That is just but step number 1. So we go to step number 2. Is there somebody who is able to remember the second step? Anybody who is able to remember the second step? Because those steps must be inked somewhere in my memory. Yeah, contribution. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, what we shall do, first of all, please listen. What we shall do, we shall come here and identify, number 2, identify limiting factor. Limiting factor, which in this very case here is the processing time. Processing time. That's number 2. To identify limiting factor. That is step number 2. Then it is number 3, where you'll be able to come and give us the contribution margin per limiting factor, which is the same as contribution per processing hour. Processing hour, like that. So again, you do that for our 3 products. You do that for our 3 products. So we have our A, B, no, I'm wrong. I'm very wrong. Because your tables, if you want to win again in management accounting, your tables must be very organized. If you're not very organized in AMA, you'll get yourself failing like 3-4 times. So we have here products. We have contribution margin. So products is A, B, C. Fortunately, the CMs, we have them. We have them here, 140 to 4,300. So give me the next item, will be the key limiting factor, which is processing time. So is there somebody who is able to remember the processing time for each product? We finish this question like this, we go to sleep. Even me, I want to sleep early today. Actually, there are some good Muslims there who have called me for something. All of them in my neighborhood there. Yeah. It is 1.5, 2. This is given in note number 1, processing time. So come and give me the CM per hour, per processing hour. You divide, isn't it? So you take this, divide, you divide. So A is 140. B is 240 divided by 1.5. 160B, thank you so much. 300 divided by 2 is 150. Remember, you're my teachers today. I don't want to reason at all. Today, I don't want to reason at all. What will be the next step? Having done number 3, what will be the next step? Ranking. Thank you so much, Mary Achola. Come here and rank. Ranking. So remember, the higher the better, isn't it? The higher the better. The higher the better. So in this very case here, as per the ranks, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have there as per the ranks? Oh, yay. What do we have here as per the ranks? They are not talking to me. So what do we have there as per the ranks? As per the ranks. Thank you so much. So in this very case here, product B takes up number 1 because it is the one that has the highest. This takes up number 2. This takes up number 3, like that. So basically the ranking that we have, it is 1, 2, 3, 3 product. So we have here product B, then we have product C, then we have product A, like that. You've been able to do your ranking very, very nicely. We are now going to our second last step. Our second last step now is to allocate resources. So you allocate resources by giving us what we call the optimal production mix. So basically, allocate the scarce resource. Allocate the scarce resource. So we have our product. Now we are writing them as per the ranks. Yeah. So we have B, C, A. Now there is only one thing that is really, really scaring me. When I'm thinking about production, I'm scared of breaking the ceiling. I'm scared of my maximum demand. Will I be able to produce enough goods to meet my maximum demand given the scarce processing time? So give me the maximum demand here. Never forget this. In the optimal, you shall always start by giving us the maximum demand. So is there somebody who is able to see the maximum demanded units from note number 5? From note number 5, maximum demanded units. Are you able to give me the figures? Start with B. B is 11,000. Remember, it's B. You're starting with B. 8,000 there. They've changed language. 8,000. How about C? C, 2,000. Thank you so much. A, 11K. You must be very, very careful because from this step, now moving down, what we shall do, ladies and gentlemen, from this step, now we are going to be talking of the products as per how they have been ranked. Now we have maximum demand. So after maximum demand, I know the next thing will be for me to capture the processing time. Thank you so much. Processing time per unit. Which you guys had given to me earlier on, but you have to be careful to have them BCA. You have to be very careful to give them in that order. BCA. Processing time per unit. Don't tell me 1.5, no. So B is 1.5. 2. Then 1, like that. So total processing time required. Total processing time required by maximum demand. Total processing. Remember, this is per unit. So you multiply the 2 to give us total. So what do we have there? So the first one is 12,000. The second one is 4,000. 11,000. Give me the grand total. $27,000. Very good. How about the maximum processing time available? From note number 1, it was 17,000. And we got the shortfall, if you remember. We got a shortfall of what here? Of 10,000. Thank you so much. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, someone told me, Mwalimu, you must return some things back to the shelf. You must return some things back to the shelf. When you're returning these things back to the shelf, we can't return the most important ones, the ones that are ranked number 1. When it comes to, ladies and gentlemen, returning some things back to the shelf, we shall always start by the last ranked product. The last ranked product. Oui. So I want us to recover 11, not 11,000, but 10,000. 10,000, but you start with the last ranked. So I want to recover these 10,000. So then somebody, how do I recover these 10,000? I want to recover them from here. I want to recover them from here, the last ranked. So it means I come here and say minus. We are so lucky because the worst ranked product can absorb all the 10,000. We are so lucky. We are so lucky. We are so lucky because 11,000, we are able to cover the 10,000 shortfall 100%. So meaning that we can only give it how many hours if you're following? We can only give it how many hours? Only 1,000. Only 1,000. We are so lucky. But let me ask you a question. I mean, don't write this. Don't write this. Don't write this. And please, I beg to just rub a few things here. Don't write this. Please don't write this. Assuming, and I'm assuming, please, I am assuming that this was 18,000. Tell me, what would have I done? Like CPA Joseph is asking. I'm assuming, don't write this. Don't write this. It's an assumption. It's an assumption. How would have I recovered this 18,000 upwards? Tell me, recover this from this. Recover this from the other one. Thank you so much. Kongalo is telling me, recover first of all, 11,000 from A. Recover 11 from A. Haven't exhausted 18. I still have 7. And the 7,000 from C. Wewe, hii haina 7,000. Umejaribu lakini haina 7,000. Ni K. So recover 11 from A and then 4,000 from C. I recover 4,000 from C. And then I recover how many from B? I recover how many from B? I recover 2,000. So that the recovered hours, if I add all of them, they must add up to what here, somebody? The recovered hours must add up to what here, somebody? To 18,000. But I told you not to write this. No, this is wrong, This is wrong. B should be 3,000. I'm told Mwalimu B should be 3,000. So that the recovered hours will be able to do. Thank you so much, Chalo. Let me repeat this. Some ladies tell me to repeat this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remember what matters most is how many shortfall hours do you have? How many shortfall hours do you have? If our shortfall, assuming our shortfall here was 18,000. Remember, I'm always doing recovery upwards from the least ranked, the very last ranked upwards. Or because you can't return your best ranked product. You can't return your best ranked product. No, you refuse. So you're starting from here. Those ones which were chosen by the kids. All right. But I can see A can only give me 11,000 out of 18. So it means I'll be able to, ladies and gentlemen, it means that I will be able to do what here to recover this 11,000 from A, the last rank. By doing that, remember in total, I'm working with 18,000. By doing that, I still have 7,000 to recover. So I move one step up, stepped up approach. So the one step up, I want to recover 7,000 from this. So it can't give me all. So I will come and recover 4,000. So far, I've been able to recover 15,000 there. And I want to recover 18,000 fully. So I still go up and recover what here and recover 3,000. I told you not to write this. We shall be able to understand this as we move on. My very good students, remember that the shortfall hours, here were how many? Were 10,000. And all these 10,000 hours, for sure, they can fit within A. So we come and subtract all these 10,000. I've been able to recover all the 10,000 hours like that. Meaning that this very A, we can only do what, ladies and gentlemen? This very A, we can only produce A units over 1,000 hours. All right? And then, ladies and gentlemen, what do? You come and repeat this processing time per unit here. You repeat it. Processing time per unit. You repeat it. Everything. So we have here 1.5, we have 2, we have 1. And then now you tell me here, quantity to be produced. To produce. So how do you get quantity to produce? You change this to units by dividing. So you take 12,000 divided by 1.5. How many units do we have there? It will be this 8,000. 12,000 divided by 1.5. Somebody who is able to assist Mwalimu? 8,000. Even this one, I never recovered anything out of it. It will be 4,000 divided by 2, which will be exactly 2,000. So this will be 2,000. But when you go to A, you have done some recovery. For A, you recovered 10. You only have 1,000 hours for A. So we'll take 1,000 divided by 1, which gives me what here? Which gives me 1,000. That is it. Don't add. That is it. So this is the production mix. The quantity to be produced is the production mix. At first, it looks a bit complicated, but you love it. You will love it. So I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the production optimal production mix like that. So please ask questions before I continue. And the moment you master that table, you will like this entire thing. You will like this entire thing. So please, as you type your questions, look at Roman number 3. Because you see, Roman 2 was all about what here Roman 2 was asked to determine the optimal production mix, indicating the products and the quantity to outsource from external supplier. Actually, you haven't yet finished. So we have here BAC, total quantity demanded. No, it's BCA actually. It's BCA. So the total quantity demanded is 8,000, 2,000, 11,000. Quantity to be produced. Quantity produced internally. So this one here, 8,000, 2,000, 1,000. So according to the question, whatever we are not able to produce internally, we outsource. Whatever we are not able to produce internally, we outsource. And that is why, if you look at note number 5, information in respect to the maximum demand for each product, which Rona enterprise could alternatively outsource from an independent supplier. So in this case here, quantity outsourced. So you can see here, this is 8,000 minus 8,000, 0. No outsourcing. 2,000 minus 2,000, 0. But for A, we shall outsource. Because internally, our restraining resource can only accommodate 1,000 to be manufactured internally. So meaning that we shall be able to outsource how many units? 10,000. So basically, to get this, you take this minus this, should be equal to that. Should be equal to that. 8,000 minus 8,000, 0. 2,000 minus 2,000, 0. 11,000 minus 1,000, 10,000, like that. They wanted us to tell them what do we produce internally and what do we source from outside there. I told you this one is a little bit complicated, but we shall overcome. Once we do this question plus one homework question, then that will be it. That will be it. So with your permission then, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to go to the next question, which needs me to do something very simple that everybody will be able to do. Simplest thing ever. This is really, 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 really simple. Based on your recommendation in 1B or rather B2 above, determine the net profit. Now, my very good students, how do I get profit? Is there somebody who knows the formula for getting profit? How do we get profit? I know to get my profit, Roman 3, anytime they want me to get profit, it is CMX minus who? Minus F. And the CM is what we get by using P minus V. Yeah, times X minus fixed cost. Thank you so much. So then this is how I'm going to handle this question. Please listen, because if you listen to me very carefully, you will never go wrong with this profit statement. Never. Never. You'll never go wrong. So come and divide this profit into 2. So first of all, give me what we call this side. Give me what we call manufacturing contribution. Manufacturing contribution. Manufacturing contribution. Remember, we have our products. Now I'm very bright. I know it is BCA. Sorry, BCA. It's a BCA. I even know quantities to produce. I know quantity produced. I know them. They are here. 800, 2,000, 800, 8,000. Somebody who can easily give me the contribution margins. We had computed this in part 1 of this question for B. For B, is there anybody who can give me the contribution margins? Boy, nobody's talking to me. They're tired. So Chaji tells me, B is 240, eh? Chaji, you are wrong. 240. How about cow? Don't get, remember we swiped this. How about cow? 300. How about A? A? 140. So please give me the total contribution. You multiply the 2 to get this. Please give me the total contribution. I promised you, we finish this, we go. I promised you, we finish this, we go. We shall not take 2 hours. 8,000 times 240. How much are we getting here? 8,000 times 240. So according to Mary Achola, 1920. Who do I believe now? They've confirmed here, 1920,000. How about 2,000 times 300? How about 2,000 times 600,000? Thank you so much. 1,000 times 140, that's 140,000. So please give me the total contribution here. Thank you so much. Please add up everything. Give me the total contribution. $26,60,000. Thank you so much. Now let me ask you a question. Is there any other contribution we are expecting from somewhere, Susan Wigina? Is there any other contribution we are expecting from somewhere else? Which is that source? Outsourcing. Ooh, Valerie. How comes today I don't have money in my M-Pesa? How comes today I don't have money in my M-Pesa? Thank you so much. We have in this case here the outsourced contribution. Outsourced contribution. And the 10K units, yes. So please go ahead and give me what we call the outsourcing contribution. Outsourcing contribution. Remember outsourced. We outsourced A. How many units here? 10,000. Can you kindly give me the contribution margin when we outsource? When we outsource, what are we able to get as our contribution margin? When we outsource, what are we able to get as our contribution margin? For product A, when we outsource, what are we able to get for our contribution margin? They are not talking to me at all. They are now tired. They have forgotten that I promised them that immediately after this, we are going to sleep, all of us. I have 1540. I love that. 250,000. Okay. I just want contribution per unit. Contribution per unit. Should we decide to outsource? How much is the contribution margin? Contribution per unit. Now remember, we are outsourcing. We are not going to manufacture. So if that is the case, this is what I'm supposed to know. It will be the selling price. Now I'm not manufacturing. I'm buying. So selling price minus buying price. Selling price minus buying price. The selling price, it doesn't matter whether I'm making it internally or I'm outsourcing. What is the selling price for A? Are you able to see the selling price of A? Selling price of A. What is the selling price of A? 200. Now look at note number 5 and tell me, if I'm outsourcing this from an external independent supplier, how much will this guy charge me for A? How much will this guy charge me for A? Note number 5, 175. So meaning that for every outsourced unit of A, I'll be getting how much? I will be getting 25. And therefore, total outsourced. Total outsourced contribution will be 10,000 times 25, which gives me 250,000. Meaning that the total firm's contribution equals manufacturing contribution plus outsourced contribution. Manufacturing is what you gave me as 2660. Outsourced is 250,000. Manufacturing is the one you got up here. 2910,000. Remember that our profit equals CMX minus fixed cost. Our profit equals total contribution So total contribution is 10,000. Are you able to see our fixed cost? Miss D, I hope you are able to see that. Anybody from note number 5 or 6 thereabout who is able to see our fixed cost? So then we have our profit statement. Finished. Profit is 900 and what here? 910,000. So Miss D, you never told me whether you are okay or you still want me to go up a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And there's the board on step 2 on Roman 2. Step 2 of Roman 2. Is it this one? I don't know. Step 2, identifying the limiting factor. Processing time. Identify the limiting factor, which you are given the question, which you were able also to prove it from part 1. So there was no like workings here, no workings there. Thank you so much. 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 So then I want to give you a homework. And this homework which will be given, my very good students, and my physical students today, you owe me. My physical students today, you owe me. You are to come to school. I'm the only one who is around here. You never came. I'm the only one who is around here. You never came. So we shall overcome. The homework that you have, and I shall be able to see whether you have done it or not. I would want you to go and put aside the work that you have done today. You put aside whatever you have written and repeat that question from the beginning to the end without looking at your solution. Because I want you to understand this like 100%, 100%, 100%. Fixed cost is given in note number 5. There is a note they have given as fixed cost there. If you check very well, there is a note they have given as a fixed cost given. Point 6 actually. Point 6 actually. Point 6 actually. They have given us, in this case here, yeah, very, very good. What was the question? Yeah. Okay, so this is the question. It's normally written up here. AMA, August 2023, question number 5B. Question number 5B. Question number 5B. The last part. The last part. Assignment, Valerie, you are supposed to repeat this question you have done by putting away your workings. Don't make reference to them. And then you redo it from scratch. You redo it from scratch, and then we compare notes tomorrow at exactly 11:30. Something to screenshot? Is it something you can tell me to do it for you? Determination of the optimal, okay. Optimal mix. This one here. Yeah, and Dorothy, you're raising your hand. Are you able to type? Valerie is asking whether those 11:30 questions will continue with the syllabus. No. Can somebody in this case who normally attend those lessons? Yeah. Can somebody in this case here who normally attend those classes tell them what we normally do? I did not understand the 11K and the 18K example. What do we normally do in those? Yeah, we mark the assignment. We mark the assignment. We mark the assignment. Yeah. Yeah, we revise the assignment. We simply do the assignment questions. Move 11 a.m. to what? Yeah, they're normal. All of them are recorded. All of them are recorded. So Mary Ann has a question there. LC says CM we use selling price less buying price. Why did we use variable we? Then that must have been a very big mistake. Is that what we did to get CM? Are you sure that is what? No, we cannot make that blunder. To get CM, what we did, first of all, we were able to get this variable cost here. You can see here variable cost. And then we subtracted. So we're able to get contribution margin using the variable cost for the products that you are producing. But you see, we also have some product here that you are outsourcing. The product you're outsourcing, I mean, how do you, as assuming in this case here, you are buying a pen. You are buying a pen for 10 bob and then selling for 15. If you're not manufacturing internally, you don't look at variable cost. No, you look at the selling price minus what you're buying to know the contribution there. All right, please, LC, don't confuse. Don't confuse in this case here how we are getting CM for the manufactured units and how we are getting CM for the outsource. Outsource is what you are buying. Outsource is what you are buying. The 11 AM classes that one we shall overcome. I'll tell you why we cannot do them at 1. I'll tell you later why we cannot do them at 1. So Mary Ann is asking a very simple question. This thing over, you see, for example, if you have 3 products, A, B, C. So these are your products. Then you have, in this case, your maximum demand. Yeah, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000. And then you have, in this case, here, for example, labor hours per unit. Maybe 3, 2, 4. So then maximum labor hours. So this is 3,000, 4,000, 12,000. When you add this, you'll be able to get 19,000. All right? 19,000. So this is the maximum, or what we call the required. Assuming they're available, I'm just assuming they're available. Assuming they're available, I want to make a crazy assumption here. Assuming they're available, how many do we have now here? Assuming you only have 5,000. So then what is the shortfall? Can somebody give me the shortfall here? Somebody give me the shortfall here. 14K. So then are you able to recover this upwards? Let me see. It's a very simple example, really, Mary Ann. So because in this case here, there is a shortfall here, we will not be able to manage to produce this. No. So we have to return some things back to the shelves. And we start from the lowest. So can somebody help me recover this upwards? Tell me recover this from C, and then recover this from B, then recover this from A. Yeah, you have to return some. And somebody tell me out of this 14,000, we can recover 12,000 from C, all of them. When I recover 12, I still have unrecovered of something because I want to recover 14 in total. So I still have the 2,000, which is what here unrecovered. Yeah, so meaning that this will be 2,000 and this will be what here, 0. Then after you do that, come again, repeat this here. Say labor time per unit. So we have here 3, 2, 4. Now use these to get, in this case here, optimal production. So let's say 3,000 divided by 3, giving me 1,000. You'll say 2,000 divided by 2, giving me 1,000. This is 0, like that. Thank you so much, Collins. So now I believe that everything is okay, ladies and gentlemen. I believe now we have done our very best and have addressed your concerns. And I believe now we should be able to close our class right now. Thank you so much. Be blessed big time. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye. Which topic is this? We are still doing planning, cost, volume, profit analysis, the contribution margin. Yeah, we are still on topic number 3. Topic number 3. All right.